Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the Jira fam out there, to wherever you are in this global NFT space that we live and spend so much time in. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys out here on this Saturday. And we actually have a very special guest of the Dre from the NFT scoring team. They're coming out here to show us an AMA, do an AMA, do a demo, show us everything about the good tool. He even has some ideas of like how to show us some stuff with concerning the other deed about possibly sniping and all this good stuff. So there's a lot of really good information. And without further ado, you got the mic, brother. How are you today?
Hi, Zero Cool. I'm doing good, man. It's a pleasure being here. And obviously, this community has made some waves in the NFT space. So, like, being here is it's an absolute pleasure, man. Thanks for having me over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So usually the best way in regards to how I usually do these calls and the best way for me to show you NFT scoring and some of the different features that it has. I usually like to start with a simple story of NFT scoring and what got us here. I think that gives a lot of context in regards to the team, what we're building, and where we're going. So yeah, so I'll start with a little bit of a background of myself. So my name is Andres Lamotte. I am doxed, and my background is in mathematics. I live a lot in the Web two space, specifically in software as a service space. I've been in it for 7, 8 years, and probably got into crypto and NFTs around 2.5 years. Dabbled into crypto first, went into launch pads. You probably all know that story. Did really well at the start, didn't do that well afterwards. But probably around April last year is when I first heard about NFTs. One of my close friends sent that skipped crypto, never went into skipped crypto and went into NFTs right away, was telling me about this NFT project called Chubbies. Yeah, anyways, I ended up buying. My first buy was a rug, which was also talked about by like Gary Vee. So I was like, if Gary Vee is promoting this project, it's a rug, why am I even in this space? It's probably never going to do well. So I stayed away from NFTs for a little bit. And because of that, I ended up missing on a lot of things. Let's fast forward a little bit more. We're now in last summer. I get a message from the same guy. And he's like, dude, I just bought these monkeys and they're now worth this much. And I'm like, shit, I should have definitely listened. I didn't. But I learned my lesson that obviously there are so many things within this space that are still undiscovered. And with my background in mathematics and statistics, I started to realize that the NFT space was missing a lot of analytics. And there were so many signals out there, so much data out there, not only from trades and not only from sales and floors, but also from social aspects, right? And not many people were measuring socials, Twitter following, Twitter growth, Discord members. And yeah, so that was kind of like my entry into the analytics world of NFTs. I looked for a lot of tools out there and eventually bumped into this tool called NFT scoring around September. And what interested me the most was they created this metric called community score, right? Community score was a metric that they used to identify how a community was performing over time. It was very interesting because no one was doing that. And how they were doing it is they would measure Twitter growth over time, Discord activity, and Discord reach. And based on that, they created an actual number out of 100. And it could at least give you some signals to get into. And that automatically obviously was like, oh my God, these guys got something. So we went back and forth a few times. We talked through a few calls, me and the founders. And I eventually flew to New York, met these two guys, and realized I gotta join them. With my background in software as a service and scaling businesses predictably, and then these guys' background in data science and AI, we're gonna build a beast of a project, right? So long story short, joined the team in November, And we hit January of this year, and suddenly we got accepted to Y Combinator. I'm not sure how many of you guys know Y Combinator, but Y Combinator is a VC incubator in the States that is known for funding the top businesses in the world. And some examples of these are Airbnb, OpenSea, Coinbase. They all started with Y Combinator. And the biggest added value of Y Combinator and why everyone wants to be part of this incubator is not because about the amount of money they give you. It's more around the lines of who they introduce you, the connections you make. What they do is when you join their incubator, they introduce you to the CEOs and the leaders of all these other companies that have failed over and over again, which gives you a lot of ammunition, right? The last thing you want to do is to fail into something that someone else already. So you can learn a lot faster, grow a lot faster.
Go.
Yeah, so guys, I was telling you how the biggest added value of Y Combinator is not the money they give you, but the connections you make. And that's what allowed us to grow the team and grow the platform into what it is right now. So fast forward to where we're at right now. We currently have around 130,000 monthly organic visitors. Our team does not run many ads. We probably run around like $30 a day in Google Ads. That's as much as we run. Everything else is organic. And our goal was to build a platform that would do 95% of what all the other tools that you guys have used in the NFT space, so that you have one place with one source of data that can allow you to find everything that you do right now with IC tools, NFT Nerd, Rarity Sniper, all these different tools. So now what I'm going to do on this call is my goal is to take you through the tool. We're going to go ahead and find one or two projects that I would probably look into buying with my criteria. And then we're going to dive into them on how I will this. Right? So basically what you're looking at right now, this is NFT scoring. NFT scoring is divided into 5 sections: trending view, collections, drops, whales, and sniper. What you're looking at right now is a trending view. And it's pretty similar to what you've seen already with IC tools. And I'll show you the biggest differentiator that we have with them. So as many of you can see if you click on these different timeframes, you'll be able to see the NFTs that have been trending over those periods of time, right? If you go ahead and click on one, you can organize it based on different factors like volume, right? Or trades or floor price, right? So now the last part that is one of the coolest features that I use every single time I'm looking to be a degen and jump into a project that is going to give me the highest chance of a good ROI is I look into the FOMO level. So as I hover over this, it pops up a little description of what the FOMO level is. There's 4 tiers: low, mid, high, and insane. I see insane, and automatically, the moment I see insane, I spend probably the next 20 minutes looking into that project. I only see insane maybe once or twice. That is how rare that is. And insane level means that this project at that point in time is having crazy amounts of transactions, sales, buys, and trades. I can later on share with you what those metrics are, but it is a very, very good indicator that if you find that and you were early on when you found that insane level, then you have very high chances of being profitable if you buy it and list it for 40% above the price you bought it.
So could you explain just exactly like insane level and like how that like works exactly? How do you cross into the threshold of high and then into insane level?
Yeah, so those numbers are different based on different. But what I can do is I can actually share with you guys those metrics later on. They are in our, and it breaks down every single one for every time.
This is cool. This is like something that, we haven't really seen in very many analytical tools out there, so.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that the best part is, like you mentioned, knowing what those metrics are, so that when you really spot that insane level, you'll be like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" So this week, two projects while I was here reached insane level. One of them was the something token reached insane level. I saw it at 0.04. I didn't purchase, but it went all the way to zero point 0.7 the next day. And the other one was not sure. I think it was, where is it?
Phantom Network, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
PXN, because that one was that was
Yeah,
flying.
Big Ten. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the one. Let's actually look at the 3 days and see.
Yeah, three
Yeah,
days, there it is.
PXN is definitely up there. You can see the trades, total volume. So yeah, it was PXN. But yeah, so when I come into trending, what I primarily do is I always think about my entry price. I usually like to go into something at around like zero point 0.3. So if it's at zero point 0.3 floor, has high trades, good volume, and at least above 15 whales, that's a great signal for me to jump in, right? So a good example would be something like, probably, this is very low still. So let's go to 3 days and see something important here. Maybe you can spot one or two. So this one, for example, the floor is pretty high relative to what it's been in the past. I've seen it before. Look at the amount of whales. Transactions, mid. I'd probably do my due diligence and research this project a lot more. What has transpired? Maybe some news came out. Yeah, I definitely dive into that one. The other cool part about TrendingView is the wallet that you connect. You can then also see the NFTs that are within that wallet and how they are trending over time, right? And then you can also see your watch list. So if you added projects to your watch list, you can also see over time.
Is that Alpha
Now,
right there that you showed us your watch list?
this is I have like 3 wallets with NFT scoring, so
That's
I
awesome.
show you guys my watch list. Paying
Just having
attention.
fun.
But when I find a project that I like, what I do next is I go ahead and click on it. And what it takes me to an overview of that project's market. You guys have probably seen a view like this, very similar to this one, and that's NFT Nerd. Now, the main difference and the reason why our tool is exceptional at this is the data that we collect and how we pull it in. We were measuring it last weekend, and we could see that it was 1 to 2 seconds faster than NFT Nerd. And the beauty about that is it's a game of speed. So you need to know what is happening in real time. On the left, you see listings. On the right, you see trades. You see the rarity, and you see the buy rank. What is buy rank? Buy rank is a metric that we've developed that basically tells you from all the NFTs that are listed, this is its rank. Meaning this is the best value that you can buy that gives you the highest chances of flipping. All right. And when you hover over an NFT, what you see is it will also show you in the graph to the right where it says listings, it will pinpoint exactly where that NFT is. And it will show you how it's been listed relative to its other common, uncommon, rare, epic, or legendary traits. If I hover over this one, for example, we can see that there is an uncommon one, which is dictating the floor of that uncommon one. And if I click on it, I can go ahead and see. Right? Now let's go back to this view. Now, let's say you're looking to buy one of these NFTs. Let's actually go to maybe one day. The moment I'm looking to buy and the moment I want to actually purchase one, I can go ahead and set up my MetaMask settings right here within NFT scoring, my priority fee and my max fee, which is going to allow me to increase my chances front run someone that is actually trying to buy. How do you front run someone? Well, let's actually go to buy price. Let's see if someone is right now in the motions of buying one of these. Let's look at this. So we actually show you pending transactions. So if there is a transaction about to happen on a specific NFT, you will see right here a number that pops up. If you hover over it, it will tell you the wallet, their priority fee, and their max fee. Which means if you preset those options higher than that person's option, you will be able to beat them to that purchase of that NFT, right? And that's the beauty of NFT scoring, right? Utilizing the FOMO levels, combining with the listing views, allows you to almost have like a tool, high frequency trading for NFTs,
Hmm.
right?
I kind of didn't realize that NFT scoring had all this extra stuff onto it. Had you guys always had all the like the up to the second, listings and sales coming in and all that stuff?
We've had it at this level for the past, so we have, that's probably like the number one we've been working on the most,
Your sound
getting
cut
the
out. I
data.
didn't hear when you had added that. Your sound cut out a little bit.
Yeah, so it's been around 2 weeks since we have
Ah,
had
gotcha.
this level of speed and accuracy.
I was about to say, I was like, ugh, I mean, I'm not that out of the loop, but yeah, that makes sense that it's only been a couple weeks since it's been up to this speed. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. And then later, another feature. So let's actually go to maybe, let's go to one of these. I'm just gonna go to collections and find one that gives us some more clear data. So let's go to Monex. So if I go into their analytics, what you will be able to dive into further now is a little bit more high level analytics, their social media, right? What you can see is you can also see whale owners, Discord members, activity. This chart, you can see the 30 days, how it's performing over time. If you hover over legendary, it'll show you when legendaries were bought, epics, rares, and uncommons, sell wall, and then other metrics that probably use. One other cool one that I love to talk about is communities similar to. So we can also show you holders of artifact. What are they also holding, right? So you can see if this project has high conviction, right? Holders that usually have diamond hands, or maybe not, which makes you also be able to do some decisions based on that.
This is also a
Now,
thing where if you follow smart money is definitely a way of trading. If let's say for instance you see all like the Moonbirds and Proof Collective people starting to circle in on a project and start buying a bunch, they're most likely going to be diamond handsing. And I actually didn't think that any other project or platform did this except for like the Conian Pass, but apparently it
yeah, and we're
does.
actually looking to even improve that to show you push notifications in the coming future for all these signals. Imagine that suddenly this project has a floor below zero point 0.5, and suddenly like 90% of the owners of this project are artifact owners or Bored Apes or Gojiras. Obviously, it's a strong signal that someone internally knows. Oh no, so it might be a good entry, right?
Yeah.
Then to the next, to the right wheel, right? You can see here the rarity of the NFTs. You can organize them based on different trades, see how that trade floor is. And yeah, you have basically a ton of other filters that help make better decisions. In the coming future, probably in the next 1 or 2 weeks, you will actually be able to mass bid on NFTs right from NFT scoring, which is awesome. Now let's dive into the collections tab. The collections tab, I love using this one because it gives me a high level idea of how the market is performing. Think of this as like almost like a Google Sheets on steroids, where you can organize this Google Sheets based on different parameters. And I'll give you an example of what I like to organize. So I usually like to organize it by how the floor has performed over the past 24 hours. Which NFT has had the biggest gains, the biggest floor increase in the past 24 hours? And it shows me some pretty strange ones that I've never heard of that I can then dive into. Same with 7 days, right? CyberKong, so obviously we've all seen it. Yeah, so Pixel One, I don't know why it's here, but Yeah, it's still there somehow. And you can do that exact same organization by average price, 7 days, sales volume, 1 day volume, and so on. Now, the coolest feature about this specific view, in my opinion, is how we also show you social and how it's performing over time. So you can organize projects based on whale followers, their growth in followers over the past 24 hours. So if I click on that one, something token, once again, strong signal. Why is it? I don't know. Maybe I should dive into it a little bit more. Chain runner. Just saw it also went up in price. Now the last part is Discord members versus Discord. What does this mean? So many of us use Discord members as a way to identify if this project has a good, strong community. But by now, most of us know that that is not necessarily a good signal. We know that you can easily buy Discord bots to pump your numbers. I'm not saying that any of these guys are doing it, but what we do here to help you make smarter decisions based on that is we show you the actual Discord reach, which means these are the people that within an announcement, you can reach them at any point in time. We pull this metric once a week, so it's pretty up to date. And I'll give you an example of a strong signal here. If I go ahead and click on Discord member, suddenly you'll see projects like this one, 360,000 Discord members, but only 6,000 Discord reach. Like, what's going on here, right? I'm not saying that they have bots, but maybe people are not there anymore that much. So it's a pretty strong signal that something's going on there. If you want to click and go ahead and study that project, yeah, you can go ahead and click on it and you'll how it's doing over time, how so on, so on, so on. Now, lastly, let's go through the last two features, which are drop. What I like the most about drops is, once again, when a project is about to drop, you don't have much data. So let's pull the data that's idle, which is their social. This data, we can pull it and we can tell you how it's doing. And if you want to dive into this further, you can click on advanced and it opens the exact same view as you had in collections. If you want to dive into a specific project, you can click on that one and then it will show you almost like its own personal page when it's a public sale, public mint price, supply, social. You can see their following on social media, their team, their Twitter, their LinkedIn if they have it, project roadmap, and FAQs. Now, the coolest part about this, I'd say, is if you are the project owner, you don't have to message our team and say, guys, I want to update the public sale. The project owner can simply go ahead and click right here. And if they verify that they own the Twitter account, they'll be able to update their page, allowing our team to not become a bottleneck into making sure that data is right in the right place. Right? So it really allows project creators to not depend on our team for that. Now, the last feature, guys, is insights. We took a little bit of a different approach compared to other projects when we tell you about whales, what they're buying, what they're selling, and what their conviction. So to the right, you'll see something that is pretty standard, what whales are selling, buying, and minting. But the cool table would be the one on the left. We can show you the conviction of whales. And a good example is, let's actually dive into one that is interesting. So once again, that something token is very, very interesting. Comes up as a strong signal. And I'll give you an example of why. 8 whales bought 63 NFTs in the past 7 days, and only 4 sold 7. Meaning whales still have strong conviction the project hasn't reached its ceiling. Now let's compare that to Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Well, obviously we know this one's for the long run, but people were clearly just buying units for the land drop. So that's why the buys are not as big as the sales, right? Some guys are offloading their mutants, right? So all of these, in my opinion, look at this one, Me Beats. Man, what a rough project. I love this project, but 7 buys from 2 whales and 77 sales from
Your
maybe whales.
your mic's cutting out a little bit here and there. Just to let you know, it wasn't doing it so bad before, but for some reason it's cutting out, and we're missing kind of a little bit of what you're saying.
Got it. I'll try to.
If it's the
Let
push
me
to
see.
talk, I'm really sorry. It just like has to be that way. If that's the issue, or if it might be something to do with with the sensitivity.
Let me try it again. Give me a second. I'm gonna try and do
All
the.
good. I just want to hear all this stuff for sure. I can talk a little bit while you're like fixing that, but yeah, like the you're talking about Meebits. I actually think that Meebits is secretly a really good purchase because of the Yuga Labs acquiring the CryptoPunks and Meebits, and so that's kind of a big deal. And I'm pretty sure that the Yuga Labs co-founder tweeted about taking a week off of work, and then he was thinking about is after other deed land sale gets through and gets finished, then he's going to be finding out utility and figuring out utility from Meebits, which is like, to me, seems like insane alpha. But the market's kind of in downturn. This got up to like 7, 7.5. I've been watching it a bunch, and now it's down a little bit below 6, which is kind of interesting. But yeah,
Great point, man. And I. But what we're look. Can you hear me now?
yeah,
I'm
I can hear
pushing.
you.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, man. But then again, this is what the whales
Yeah,
are doing, right? It's there. The data is there. Do I believe it's at a great entry point? Absolutely. And yeah, and then we see other projects like this one, right, which has similar uncomfortable numbers, right? But then again, it's only 2 whales. If you then want to go ahead and click on list of whales, you can see the whales there. You can see their wallets. You can see what they hold, and you can even see some of their Twitter.
what classifies a wallet as a whale wallet?
There are different parameters that we use to classify a whale.
Is
It
there like
can
actually an
either be
algorithm or something? That's funny.
correct.
The whale algorithm.
So
That's I don't know why that cracks me up though.
it's like so many people have different ways of identifying them.
Absolutely.
And yeah, honestly, I think that like no one has the right way. But yeah, the more the market matures, I
Hmm.
believe we will end up with a standard of what whales are eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the last feature, guys, is called Sniper. This one is still in beta mode. But basically, what it does is it shows you.
Just cut out.
You can see the rare, legendary, epic. You can add filters here. If you just want to see the listings of projects that you have added to your watch list or hot deals, and you can create all these different customizations to really just have this page on whenever you're doing anything else, and then just be ready to snipe something from the projects you have in your watch list. But yeah, guys, that's the summary of NFT scoring. Yeah, I went into some details maybe for some areas that might not be too too important. But yeah, the goal is using a combination of all these metrics allow you to dive in faster and better to make sure you have the highest chance of making the best possible decision about buying an NFT.
Yeah, honestly, I appreciated you going into greater detail because like one of the things that I do here at Gojira is like I used to be an alpha caller, but I don't really do that anymore, and I'm more of an educator, and I try to educate people how to look at trends and look at graphs and look at numbers and using different sites and free sites and paid sites and how to look at them to be like your own NFT trader. And oftentimes people just watch and see like what an alpha caller says, so that they look at only that project, which limits people's ability to invest properly. And I think that using something like NFT scoring is definitely something that it's going to be, I don't know, looks really cool. Like I said, I had no idea all these other features on here, and I mean, this is definitely on par. The only thing that I feel like you guys have like a momentum chart. There's NFT Nerds has one of those, and it's like something that I've seen that doesn't have that no one else really has.
Yeah, and one last piece of small alpha that I think you'll appreciate was we're also showing you listings from Looks Rare. And
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you know that, but people list lower on Looks Rare than they list on OpenSea, which means right within one view, you can become an arbitrage. You can buy in Looks Rare for a lower floor and go ahead and sell it on OpenSea for a higher floor. For the exact same NFT, just might have a different floor in Looks Rare than OpenSea.
So NFT Nerds only has listings that are from OpenSea, but will show sales from like Looks Rare and X2Y2 though, which is I find it be kind of interesting. Are you saying that you guys get the listings and they show up from OpenSea and Looks Rare?
Yes, and you can buy them directly from NFT scoring for both OpenSea and Looks Rare right now.
Okay, I see what you guys did there. That's good stuff. Seriously, that's good stuff. I mean, I look at these analytical tools like till I'm blue in my face, so that's why I'm asking you very specific questions like these kind of things because this is definitely like a one-stop shop. It looks like has a lot of great features from different projects. So like, are you guys, just for people out there that don't know, are you guys just a only subscription, or are you guys going to be releasing an NFT or anything like that?
So we are both. We are subscription and NFT. The NFT is in OpenSea. The subscription is going to be, you can see it on our site. I did create a special custom offer for all Gojira NFTs. And I don't know when it can be done, but probably in the next day or two, we can go ahead and put that link that is going to give you guys a very, very good discount just for having a Gojira within your wallet when you go ahead and pay.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So I'm definitely going to be looking into this for sure. I'm sure a lot of other people will, and this has been very interesting. Does anybody out there have any questions or anything like that? I kind of asked a few, but it was like definitely just like a full-on presentation. Um,
I have a question
yeah, go
for
ahead.
you, for you, Cyril.
Uh-oh.
Like because I got here a little bit late. Like,
Yeah.
what are the main advantages of this over having nerds?
So to me, and I'm
Hmm.
sure that Drake can answer this a little bit as well, but the list, I don't know if did you hear the listing thing he was talking about where it shows the
Hmm.
listings with looks rare. I think that's actually like
Yeah.
extremely important because like he was saying, people will list lower on looks rare, and if you're watching it on that listing side and you see that pop in, then you can definitely be able to snipe stuff. But like the only thing I see it missing, is the momentum chart that I was saying that I like always try
Mm.
to teach people about. But
Hmm.
of
On the bottom
course,
right that we see, yeah, on
yeah,
nerds, yeah.
the momentum chart on NFT Nerds, but honestly, it like looks really good. I mean, this has like a one-stop
Yeah.
stop shop. It has like the Conian Pass, I believe, was like the only other utility NFT that would allow you to cross-reference the different people holding different NFTs. And it seems like this NFT, I mean, NFT scoring has that now, and has a bunch of other things. So I mean, if the discount's really good, I mean, I'm gonna look into checking this out for sure. This I definitely kind of came into this being like another analytical tool, and I'm kind of like
Mm.
actually considering this, like to just to be straight up honest, because I do think that looks rare, like showing up on the listing thing's actually a big deal. And if they ever get X2Y2 on there as well, then that would be
Mm.
enormous as well.
I cannot say much about like what's coming up, but basically what you said is in the roadmap,
All right.
like in the very, very near roadmap of that marketplace.
All right. Well, if you can't give any details about how good the deal is, then I'm not going to ask you that. I'm definitely curious of the difference of the if you're a Genesis holder or if you're a Gen 2 holder, if you get a better deal or certain advantages or anything like that.
Absolutely. And guys, I'm open to any questions, so you guys can go ahead and DM me, or I'll be around in the chat as well, and just tag me, and I'll try and answer any questions that you guys might have. Lastly, one of the coolest things. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you look in the voice chat, it says Gajira's voice. There's actually a text channel. There are some questions there if you want to check, like just read those off. Instead, because I don't think people are gonna DM you. They're just gonna send some questions in there, which is like
Hmm.
kind of keeps it all consolidated. But yeah, you can just read the question and then just like, answer them verbally. It'll be good for the video as well for everyone else at
Perfect.
home.
So we got a question from Rocket Stones. Question: What does the NFT scoring NFT do versus membership? I know a dude from our org that has the NFT and says that the current NFT will undergo an upgrade of sort. Yeah. So basically, what's going to happen with the NFT is we're going to have a very low amount of NFTs that are going to be lifetime. I'd encourage you guys to go into the NFT scoring Discord. The announcements and the details are all there in the FAQs. But basically, just to keep you guys in the loop, one of the best things that NFT Nerd did is they had a very low supply of NFTs, which would never affect their actual revenue in the long term. So we really admire that side of their business model. And at the end of the day, obviously, we need to be able to survive bear markets as we survive bulls. So that's why the membership is there. And for communities like yours and communities like Takoa's are the only ones that we've actually done this type of deal, simply because we know the power of what you guys bring.
Awesome. And then let's see. I think someone had one earlier. How was the floor tool? Can you filter walls like in Block Probe? And that code Mamba even put like a picture there.
Let's see. I don't think you can right now, but Code Mamba, shoot me a DM, man. I love this. I think this is obviously there's so many tools out there that sometimes we don't dive into all the features of every single one. But I like this. I like this. Keep in mind, guys, we iterate and we build very, very, very fast. Literally everything that you've seen here, 95% has been from the execution from January 1st to right now. So give us feedback. Tell me your reasoning why you want to build it. And don't doubt that our team might be able to build it very quick.
Awesome. That's great. I didn't. I actually never even heard of that. That one that person just posted as well. The block probe.
I hold my Gojira and a cold wallet, but need this tool to be active on my Mint wallet. Does NFT scoring allow for this? You at the moment you do have to have it in your wallet. Yeah, unfortunately that's where we're at right now. I hear
Yes.
you and I understand that concern because I'm concerned every single time I do that for any tool that I have not used or trusted before. And I can tell you, we're working on it. Yeah, that's as much as I can say, man. But I know where you're coming from. The last thing you want to do is risk your wallet with your precious NFTs.
And I think there's one more question underneath that.
Have you thought of doing concierge services to manage NFT accounts for profits? We have, but it's a business that is very delicate, and in our perspective, it's not scalable that fast, and it's dangerous, right? So obviously, you're playing with other people's money. The goal of NFT scoring has always been create that scalability, grow, and predictability as a business in the Web3 space. And I believe that that one would be a deterrent in that aspect. When whitelist. Yeah, so it's coming. The NFT is probably going to be coming in May 15th or May 20th. We haven't fully come to the exact date, but the whitelist is full at the moment. Yeah, that's as much as I can say. Once again, guys, I'd encourage you guys to go to NFT scoring, check out the FAQs, and if you guys want to DM me, guys, I answer every single DM. As long as you're not asking me to to promote for Twitter follower growth, that's fine, man. I'll answer every DM.
It's great. Um. Yes, and so like just to be clear, that's lifetime. That doesn't like burn after a year or something like that.
It is lifetime. Yeah, it is lifetime. And the breakdown of the two types of passes is going to be in the FAQ. It's a little bit complex, so that's why I encourage you guys to go to the FAQ. It will
Okay.
really break down what the difference is between the different passes that we're offering.
One question. The You guys have like the drops calendar there with the scoring and everything? It's cool. Where are
Yeah,
you pulling this drop dates
Yeah, where are you
that
pulling the
from?
is
data
the
from? Yeah.
yeah, that is the only one that at the moment is manual.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
unfortunately, we don't we want to make sure that we give the best types of drops, and in the market we live in, it can be a little scary when we give access to people to just upload any drops, and then
Mm,
eventually you end up having like a full drops list of
Right.
potential bugs that weren't
Do
audited
you
by our
mind
team.
clicking it so we get the people on the that watch the video can like see?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you just have a team that works and just like updates this and whatnot?
Correct. Our team uploads the majority of them, but if they're already uploaded, the other section, you can go ahead and click on the NFT. And if they're already there and you own the Twitter of this project, you can go ahead and click edit, and you'll be able to edit this project just by verifying that you own the Twitter.
mm,
Hmm.
okay.
Interesting. Awesome. Yeah, so that's all the see Ollie in the crowd there. He's changed his name. He can't hide from me. um, but yeah, I appreciate you coming out here, Dre, and explaining all this. It's definitely, I think, kind of made a couple of us think that maybe NFT Nerds isn't necessarily the only tool that we might be using. Definitely am going to check it out and actually be very critical about this because this is something that, like, like I said, I use these tools constantly. So definitely need to um, give it some time and see how it all plays out. And so, I mean, like I said, very, very interested to go and explore onto this site and look through all the good stuff. So appreciate
Thanks,
you.
man. And yeah, pleasure being here. And honestly, I think the most important thing is accuracy, speed, and being able to be nimble to adapt to what the market is telling you. Literally every feature that you see here, we have people in our Discord that become advisors and have been giving us feedback on what to build. And as I was mentioning, we build super fast. So if any of you guys in this audience are interested in becoming an advisor and helping our team build a tool for you, go to our Discord, chat, ask questions, and yeah, you'll be surprised how much of the feedback we build based on just what the community tells us.
Awesome. No, that's that. I mean, that's great that you guys are continuing to innovate and just keep on making your product better and better. I'd say that my only thing is go check out the NFT Nerds momentum chart and figure out a way to get that on there because that thing is absolutely incredible. So
I agree, and it's definitely on our minds, and we've talked about
awesome.
it a lot.
Love hearing it. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come out here and educate us all about this amazing platform. And thanks to the Jira fan for coming out and supporting a good project and trying to educate and learn more about the space and how you can become a better NFT trader. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys all, and take care.